may have just not know what they've done here. Bonnie Blue, allegedly, was born a man. Bonnie Blue's a geezer. Again, I don't know how true this is, but I fucking hope it is, I can't lie.
Bonnie Blue just got wiped off the internet, and the mask is finally off. Her OnlyFriends empire collapsed overnight, her millions gone, and now she's being exposed for something even bigger. It spirals from here. She wasn't just banned. Bonnie Blue got erased. The same woman who turned her body into a public amusement park, selling access to thousands of strangers like it was some sick carnival, just got permanently kicked off the very platform that made her rich. But this next twist? Game-changing. It gets worse. Reports confirm her account was taken down for breaking major platform rules, extreme content, unsafe stunts, you name it. This wasn't a warning or a slap on the wrist. This was a full shutdown. And here's where it really explodes.
Whether you're married, 18 or 80, I'll take anybody.
You'd fuck an old man.
Oh yeah, of course I would. Old men deserve sex. I mean, the wife might be dead.
Bonnie was making $600,000 to $800,000 every month. That's not influencer money. That's jet, yacht, and mansion money. But just like that, gone, deleted. The digital circus she built off chaos and controversy vanished in seconds, and it gets even messier. Now old rumors are flooding back. People are digging into her past, accusing her of hiding the truth about who she really is. Leaked posts claim Bonnie was born male and transitioned as a teen, sparking a wildfire of backlash. Brace yourself for this one. The real chaos starts here. This isn't just about a platform ban. It's about a total identity collapse. Bonnie's empire wasn't just built on content. It was built on shock, secrets, and one carefully controlled story. And now that story is falling apart. She even faked her own arrest for clout.
Bonnie Blue's petting zoo. If you don't know what this woman is about to be tied up in a glass box, naked, and is prepared to invite 2,000 men to come and do whatever they want to her in that box while she is naked and can't move, potentially. I shouldn't be shocked by things this woman is doing, but this, for me...
Bonnie Blue staged getting handcuffed like it was some kind of performance art. And if you think that was rock bottom, just wait until you hear this part. This next part? Straight up wild. Her most recent stunt wasn't just bizarre, it was disturbing. She called it the petting zoo. No, seriously. Bonnie planned to sit inside a glass box for 24 hours, while anyone could walk in and do whatever they wanted to her. Here's where the mask falls off. No rules, no shame, no limits, just Bonnie, trapped in a human aquarium like some twisted sideshow for the internet's darkest corners. It wasn't just gross, it was dangerous. And she promoted it like it was a party. But things were about to explode. In a live stream, she described it casually. A big, clear box, tied up inside, letting strangers come in and use her. She said it like she was hosting an art exhibit, not a public meltdown. And then came the bombshell. It didn't end there. That glass box fantasy? It actually went viral. Headlines exploded. People were horrified. And right after the backlash, her account was permanently banned. The stunt that was supposed to break the internet? It broke her career instead. The drama only gets deeper.
Carl Butler, known professionally as Bonnie Blue, is an English porn actress, whatever. And it goes down to here to say that she has spoken about her sex change at 13. Briefly in podcast in 2022, which was later taken down. She doesn't want anyone to know. But it's too late. And you know what? Now I think about it, I don't know. I feel like it could be true. It could be a crazy, someone's reaching, right? But I actually feel like it could be true. All you filthy, dirty men have fucked a bloke. I bet you any money, Bonnie Blue's going to come out and say, you guys can tell the difference between a fake vagina and a real vagina. That's how Bonnie Blue is going to turn this. I'm telling you now, if it's true. This is the best news ever, man. It's been a crazy 24 hours. You've all been played. It can't go on like this, can it? Bonnie Blue replies, fucking gun.
This wasn't the build-up. It was the crash. Bonnie Blue threw herself into chaos for one final viral stunt. She tried to top her last train wreck moment. and accidentally slammed the door on her entire career. But then everything changed. It goes completely off the rails now. Just when it looked like she hit rock bottom, the internet said, "Not yet." Bonnie started trending again, but not for another unhinged challenge or scandalous collab. This time, people say she's not who she claims to be. Here's where the truth hits hard. Online detectives started linking Bonnie Blue to a man named Kyle Butler, born in 1985. Viral threads claim Bonnie transitioned at 13 and rebuilt everything under a new name. But people aren't just talking, they're digging. And it gets even messier. Screenshots, old records, and deep dive videos are surfacing fast. The theory? Bonnie was once Kyle, disappeared, and re-emerged as the most controversial OnlyFriends creator of all time. This part left everyone stunned. But that's not all. Now people are calling out the men who took part in her stunts. Jokes are flying. Memes are everywhere. Some are wondering if they knew who they were really lining up for during her petting zoo stunt. It turns darker from here. Born in 1985, transitioned at 13, rebranded into the face of internet humiliation, built an empire on shock, manipulation, and secrets, and now it's collapsing in real time.
So, Bonnie Blue has allegedly been banned from OF, and as a trans woman who works in the OF industry, let's talk about it. So, Bonnie Blue was allegedly banned from OF because she was going to do a petting zoo stunt where she was going to be in a glass box being used and abused by men, in her words. And honestly, I think she should have been banned a long time ago.
And that's when the tables turned. If this is real, it's not just a twist, it's a documentary in the making. Think Inventing Anna, but with viral stunts, fake names, and thousands of men lined up outside a glass box. The drama only gets deeper. Just wait until you hear this part. A side-by-side photo started going viral. One shows Bonnie now, the other shows a teen boy with the same jawline and identical eyes. That photo lit the internet on fire. Reddit, TikTok, podcast clips. Everyone became a detective overnight. It spirals from here. Old screenshots are getting shared. Yearbook photos, deleted usernames. This is part gender mystery, part true crime unraveling in real time. And when Bonnie was asked directly on Standout TV, she didn't deny anything. Now here's where it gets insane. When someone brought up the rumors, Bonnie just laughed. She joked about being called Tom, maybe Sarah next week. No outrage, no pushback, just giggles. But this part left everyone stunned. That's when everything unraveled. Even as people pressed her, asking if she used to be a man, she just dodged the question with jokes, like she was brushing off bullets in a video game. But this wasn't a joke to everyone watching. This was an identity bomb exploding online. It turns darker from here.
With the whole 1,000 men thing, as a trans woman in the industry, I think that Bonnie Blue is really, really bad for the industry, gives obviously OF a really bad rep. However, I do think that Bonnie Blue is really misunderstood. I've done a deep dive on her, and mainly, like, for her, this is all about, money, and she really, isn't a hypersexual person. And she's doing this basically because she wants to set her and her family free and be retired for life. And, I support that. But the way that Bonnie Blue has gone about this, I definitely do not support. Like, obviously, she makes very, very sexual reels, and she, it comes off as very demeaning to women. And she, talks about getting these barely legal girls to make content with. And obviously, she has a huge stain on the industry. And I think that this was the right move by OF for banning her, obviously to save their reputation. Do I think Bonnie Blue is going to be okay? Pretty sure. I mean, she's made hundreds of millions of dollars that she obviously has been financially responsible and not blew all of it. I think she'll be good. She'll be set for life. But I think that this was a good move by OF just because of her very, very problematic and very hyper-sexualized and female demeaning content. Now, for those of you who do not know, OF is not easy, and it's very, very strict. There is a lot of rules to what you can do and cannot do. It's not the Wild West. You have to keep legality. So I assume that also with her sleeping with 1,000 men in one day stunt, there's no way that she was getting consent forms for all of those men. I mean, maybe she did, but I'm just assuming. I mean, that would be very, very difficult. And if you are filming with someone on OF making content, you have to legally verify that person with a consent form. So I doubt that she did that for 1,000 men either. Now, I already know a whole bunch of people are gonna get in my comments and be like, oh, how could you work in the OF industry, yada yada. I do not care about your judgment. I really don't. I will look past it, and I really don't give a F. But as a trans woman, it's very, very hard to be successful. And the OF industry, with trans women being so fetishized and sought after by men, it is something that we can really, really exploit and be able to gain from. And the OF industry, social media industry as a whole, but specifically the OF industry, has given me freedom to have financial freedom in life and to be, you know, a adult with my own place and my own finances and all that stuff. So I'm very grateful for it. It's not something that I want to do forever. I definitely want to, you know, gradually change to social media eventually if I can make more money from social media. But not everyone that does OF is hypersexual. Like, most of my content, most of my fans, they like niche solo content. The chances that I'm actually filming with someone is very, very rare. I do mostly solo videos, and for me, I think it's empowering because, you know, as a trans woman, I'm already sexualized by men all the time. And for me, this is a way for me to gain some of that power back and benefit from it. But yeah, I think this was a good move, and, you know, Bonnie Blue was definitely very problematic.
And it gets even messier. Her team hasn't said a word. No statements, no proof, no response. And that silence, it's gasoline. The speculation isn't going away, it's growing stronger by the hour. Here's where the truth hits hard. Some think the Kyle Butler story is just another Bonnie stunt. Others are convinced it's real, and a few believe she leaked it herself, for attention. But this next twist? Game-changing. This is where it all falls apart. Bonnie once said she didn't care who was behind her during her challenges. She bragged about turning around and not even knowing who it was, and claimed to love it. That's not shock value anymore. That's dangerous. It turns darker from here. Her whole brand runs on chaos, shame, and a touch of cold-hearted control. It's not about power or art. It's about going viral by any means necessary. And now, she's not just destroying herself. She's dragging an entire industry down with her. Here's where the truth hits hard. While other creators try to build content with boundaries, Bonnie's turning OnlyFriends into a human circus. She's making it look like a freak show, a glass box, strangers, no rules, no limits. It didn't end there. Just wait until you hear this part. She calls it performance art. But tying yourself up in a room full of strangers? That's not art. That's a horror movie. It's Saw meets social media, and people are done pretending it's empowering. The drama only gets deeper. Now here's where it gets insane. Whether she's Kyle Butler or not, whether the petting zoo stunt even went through, doesn't matter anymore. What matters is what she's become. A live case study in how chasing fame can eat someone alive. But that's not all. There's a legal disaster brewing. She claimed anyone could join her in that room. No IDs, no background checks, no security. Just chaos, cameras, and bodily fluid. That's not bold. That's reckless. And then, total chaos. And judging by how she's dodging the Kyle Butler storm, she's not coming back from this. No accountability, no answers, just silence and smirks while everything crumbles around her. This is where it all falls apart. But here's the bigger nightmare. Young girls are watching. Young men are scrolling. This isn't just content. It's shaping how people think. Bonnie's message? That being used, degraded, and exposed is somehow empowerment. And that's when the tables turned. She sold herself to whoever lined up and called it feminism. But that's not strength. That's not self-worth. That's selling pain as performance. And now, we're seeing more and more people chasing the same kind of collapse, thinking it's the path to fame. It goes completely off the rails now. The impact runs deeper than we want to admit. Imagine her family watching this unfold, parents hiding their names, siblings deleting her online. The shame doesn't stay with Bonnie, it spreads. And it's not slowing down. That's just the beginning. But things went downhill fast. The industry she tainted, the lines she erased, the young minds she influenced, none of that gets undone. She might be banned, humiliated, and spiraling, but the damage she caused? That's permanent. Brace yourself for this one. There's no redemption arc, no applause, just a wreckage trail behind someone who thought shame was a brand. They tried to bury someone else, but ended up destroying themselves.